Okie spooky. All right, y'all, we back. I'm so excited right now. I'm so happy right now. I'm so grateful right now. Man, it's coming together. This feels so good. I swear it do, man. I'm really just looking forward to working with all of y'all, man. Like, cause this feels good, bro. I'm telling you, this feels so nice to have created this, used my imagination to imagine how to simplify this process. And then, man, now here I am right now talking to y'all beautiful people, sharing my ideas. Well, no. Sharing these ideas because they not mine. Like, this ain't my information. This is just information that's out there for anybody to pull from. It's just God bless me to be able to structure it in a way. And man, I'm so happy to be at this point because I have been the regular person. All of us at some point have been the regular person who we're about to walk through the best way for a regular person to enter this industry utilizing the freight acquisition management methodology. And ultimately, what they're going to become is a freight acquisition manager, which is the new role that we enter, that I'm injecting into the industry. So, a freight acquisition manager, like I said before, or at least I'll reiterate, a freight acquisition manager is an individual who can come into any industry and they can understand, well, this industry, I should say, but I don't care who I talk to, I can make it happen. Like, I got people who own hibachi companies, and I use my freight acquisition manager cap all the time with them because if you have a company where you're dealing with food, you're getting those commodities from stores, then that means you've built relationships, especially if the business has been around for a while. You're probably buying from the same vendors. Those vendors need to get their stuff shipped in. So you schmiggada. We all over here with this freight. Like, no matter what industry you end up in, it's possible for you to be able to provide service in the realm of transportation just by thinking about it, right? And so we've injected this new role. This new role exists as the freight acquisition manager. Yes, that is on purpose because it spells fam. And yes, we're trying to create that family out here, man. Like, that's what time it is. You schmigging it. All right. So on this portion of it, as you see, we've copied over our information from the prior tab. So here, we've got all of our colors information there, and we talked about the current paradigm and how these different entities are set up. And so I just copied this information over from our actual roles, though I left the shipper part there. So that you can go and check there for that information. But in this instance, we were specifically just talking to our roles that we can actively assume. So copy that information and brought it over here so we'll be able to follow through with it. So we can still see here that the broker, prospecting, quoting, shipment confirmation, visibility, problem solving, compensation activity, right? Tools, carrier, tools, dispatcher, activities, tools. Cool. So regular person coming into this industry, they want to learn, they want to get into the industry, and let's say they want to assume the dispatcher role. All right. So they want to assist and help carriers with negotiating, finding freight, build that carrier up. Regular person coming into it, more than likely there's some sort of training you would have to purchase. You do your research to find, whatever it is you need to find out about how to become a dispatcher. Um, so a person coming into this industry, regular individual who has no experience at all, that individual would want to follow these steps that I'm about to give right now, because this is going to be the most economical way for you to enter the industry. This way will allow you to be able to create a team, and your efforts should be ones that motivate you. So very similar to what's that one show? Inception, right? So remember on Inception how he had to have a totem, like in order for him to know when he was in a dream or when he wasn't, or if he was in somebody else's dream, he wasn't, he needed a totem. In order to enter into this industry, you need to have an item. That item is going to be your imagination. You want to use your imagination. Once you've done that, use your imagination around what you want to do. Gather some information, and then you want to use your imagination to explore all the different possibilities of that decision you want to make. Once you figure out where you want to go, you learned, what it takes a little bit, and you feel knowledgeable. You want to create a team. That want to be the next thing you do. You want to start forming a team. We need to do this more often because partnership matters in every business. There is no business where it's one person and they just doing everything, right? And you may say, "Oh, well, it's a guy who sell paletas on the cart, and I only see him." Yeah, but he ain't and if he is making them, he getting those materials. Like unless he on a farm, he owns a farm and he got the cows right there and he growing all his own fruit for the paletas, right? And even in that instance, he still would need some materials brought into him on his farm, but he still need a team, right? And even if he doing it all himself and he's self-sufficient, he still need the horses. I mean the cows, I'm sorry. He need them for the milk, right? Come on now. You need a team. How many cows you got? How many you need, right? You're gonna be managing and milking the cows all on your own. Then you making the paletas. Then you getting them in the car. Then you selling them. No way. You have a team, all right? Or you will need a team. Shout out to my guys out there selling them paletas. The my man selling the elotes and the pepinos on the cars out in Chicago. I miss you, baby. So you want to form a team. So you want to use your imagination. You want to form a team, right? You also want to evaluate your efforts, right? You want to evaluate the efforts that you're going to be putting forward toward what it is that you're doing. And you want to make sure those efforts are effective, they're efficient, and that those efforts are going to those efforts will bring you results, right? That will motivate you. You need an item in order for us to move forward well and in the industry. This is what is needed. All right. So once it is that we've got our item, so you come into this industry, you want to use your imagination to, find a team, put your efforts toward activities that are going to motivate you, right? And continue to make you move forward. So you want to have an item. So in this case, when a regular person comes into the industry, now let's use our imagination. If you're a regular person, you want to come into the industry and say you want to be a dispatcher. You want to assume the dispatcher role, right? Let's use our imagination. So, if I want to come into this industry, I want to become a dispatcher. Cost money, right? Start your business. Cost money to have these tools that the dispatcher uses, load board, emails, right? Cost money. So I want to try to be as cost effective as possible when I enter the industry, right? I also want to, and this is just using our imagination, I want to be as effective as possible. I want to be able to learn because, again, I'm a regular person coming into the industry. I want to be able to learn how to build business, how to build in this business and be successful. I need a team, right? Because I can't do it by myself. Like once a dispatcher does start to grow, I would say once a dispatcher has contracted two carriers, you may want to go and get some help, especially once I show you what we should be doing. You definitely gonna be looking for some help. You're gonna be forming your team before you come in once I show you what we should be doing. Um, and so you want to form your team and you want to make sure your efforts are ones that are going to be effective and efficient, and it's going to continue to motivate you to keep using your imagination, finding your teams, and being putting forth effort, right? So you want to be prospecting for, right? Because if you're a dispatcher, or if you would like to be a dispatcher, and you come into this industry, you any industry, you want to be economical, you want to be effective. Why not go find a dispatching company, right? It's pretty simple to find a dispatching company, and I would say find one within your state. So let's do. I live in Memphis, so let's see. Boom, here we go. Let's go. Let's be specific because it's also why I created this new entity is because dispatchers can be plumbers and the police station they have dispatchers also. So look at this. Indeed, boom, shalom. Simply hired. You can find dispatchers that you can work with. Here's Armstrong Transportation, trucking dispatcher. And look, you can walk right in the door making 45 to 65,000 a year working with Armstrong as a dispatcher. Let's see what their qualifications are though, because I'll help you. This matters, but I got you. So you're gonna enter loads into the TMS. Look at this. What I tell you. What I tell you. What did I tell you? Armstrong, they know what's up. And they're a broker also. I worked with them. So enter loads into the TMS, provide based on customer needs and driver availability, create an effective, efficient daily plan to determine what trips to assign to the driver. There we go. What's the experience level? Say they want you to have 2 years of transportation experience. I hear that. That's cool. Let's see. Well, there's one right there, but obviously we would need some, it looks like they would like you to have 2 years of experience. So this would throw them out. However, we see though, dispatcher could be making some pretty decent bread and learn how to do that. Dispatcher, I know how to truck 10 to 15 an hour. He's struggling a little bit. But I mean, let's go. Here's an opportunity right here. I'm gonna call this place up too. So he look like he might need some help. Yeah, 10 to 15 an hour. That means he don't have a lot of carriers and he's struggling to find shipments on the low board because that's kind of low. That's low. Because if we did, well, I mean, he already doing it per hour. Like that's yeah. But anyway, that to illustrate the point I'm making is that there's dispatcher jobs. Look, dispatcher partnering with 26-foot box truck owner operator, road ready trucking. Oh, okay. So this is a dispatcher looking for 26-foot box trucks. Hmm. For a freight acquisition, I got quiet, y'all, because for the freight acquisition manager, all my lights and bells and whistles, because once you become a freight acquisition manager, every role in this industry becomes a client for you. So yeah, I probably won't cut this out. I'm just going to talk a little bit more as I'm going through. But the point I'm making is that there are opportunities, here we go, for an individual to work as a dispatcher and saying 1 year required, but I'm telling you, they will waive that. They will waive that. And if they don't waive it, I'm going to teach you right now in this training what things that you need to know how to do in order for them to be like, that doesn't even matter. You're going to come in with so much experience that they're going to be begging for you to come in. They're going to be begging for you to start working with them. But what I show you, you have to practice it too. You do have to practice it, and you do have to, you know, apply yourself. So there we go. Dispatching companies right there. And we can also do dispatching and just do, wherever. And here we go. See, I told you that was low. Here's 18 to 25 an hour. Seeking dependable and efficient CDL Class A over the road truck dispatcher. See? Let's see how much experience they want. Look like you got to work with QuickBooks. So they are really working with the carriers for real. 1 year dispatching preferred. See? You walk in making 18 to 25 an hour, right? Come on now, working from home. Oh, I say the work location is in person. What is that in Minnesota? All right. I want to go remote though. Let's do this. Nigga, because we can go to an office, but we also want to not, if we can, to create that quality of life. That's why this manual exists, is because we want to create quality of life and time freedom for people, I'm calling this place up today. I need to holler at them. Good water dispatching. Wow. I wonder if you got to have experience for this. Two years required. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. As a part of our compensation agreement, you will receive a commission of 3% on all client bookings that are secured, yielding an annual income of approximately 50 to 70,000. Nice. That's if you go full time, but there's part time, which is kind of dope. Uh, Choose your own hours, Monday through Friday, on call, bonus pay, commission tips. Can you describe a time when you had to manage multiple priorities and how you ensured that all tasks were completed? You create a matrix for it. Create a time matrix and activity matrix. Easy. I might holler at these people too. This look dope. I like that. Make me a little bit of extra bread. But anyway, so we can come here and we can see there's plenty of opportunities. And again, once we learn that freight acquisition manager mindset, right? We learn that methodology, and we get that locked into our minds. Then now it allows us to be able to, explore. It enhances what it is that we can do. Dispatch coming looking for owner operators with own authority. Ideal company will have the best experience with a dispatch company. Okay, so this is a guy that's looking for carriers. Y'all, please be patient with me, please, because and I'm pretty sure you will be. But I'm doing this. This is a part of what we need to be doing. Prospecting, and me as a consultant, as a freight acquisition manager, as the lead people proponent for my company, Team Regal Industries, as the vice president for Jaffe Logistics Company, which is a brokerage and a carrier. I work with multiple dispatchers right now. This is a part of it. I'm always prospecting. I never stop. Never. because there's always a relationship to be built, and my imagination is constantly going. So that means I'm always on the second part of this of my item, which is team. My imagination never stops. So at all points in time, I'm looking for a team because I know those efforts will continue to motivate me and turn into compensation. So here we got B&B dispatching, logistics and dispatch service. Let's see what they own. We provide service to startups and to small, mid-sized carriers. Mm, mm. This is good. This is a little bit. I can see in the air. I can see some opportunity for him here to build a little more. Mm. Yeah, I'm gonna holler at this place for real. They need to holler at me. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. What I tell y'all, dispatcher agreement, right? W-9, power of attorney, and then the carrier profile here. This is going to tell them where it is they're going. And now right here, they letting you know everything they need. Certificate of authority, insurance, your carrier profile sheet, executed dispatch service agreement. So that means the dispatcher can work on their behalf. You need a W-9 and you need a power of attorney. So basically, yeah. But then we also have to look here and make sure we see, though, that this individual or this company, and there's no shade to B&B. I appreciate y'all. I'm not shitting on you at all. This is all due respect. But we see, just like we talked about before, so best possible rates across multiple load boards. And what did I say? When dispatchers come into this industry, carriers come into this industry, they tell you that you need to get a load board, right? And if they dispatching, they need to find a carrier, which is who B&B is prospecting for, carriers. And what he's offering is that we're going to be able to find brokers on these load boards that'll get you better paying rates across load boards. You see? They're not, I mean, I don't, and again, I don't see anything in here where it's talking about customers, right? That they're talking with, right? But anyway, I would attach myself to a company like this, and I think B&B is going to be a great example. And actually, I'm gonna keep it on B&B, but I wanted you to see that it's possible for you to find opportunities in the industry. So what you want to do is you want to find dispatching companies, right? That's who you should be prospecting for as a regular individual, dispatching companies. Why? Because that's going to provide you with on-the-job training. Hold on one second. So you'll want to align with that dispatching company because you'll get access to tools, right? So that means you won't have to spend any money and you can get access to the load board. There we go. So you'll get access to as a regular, and let's pick a color for our regular person. That's what we're talking about right now. What color y'all want to be? All right, I heard you. So we got our regular person. They're going to come in and they're going to get access right off of the bat to these tools. But I'm telling you now, this is the carrier, this is the dispatching company you want to work with, right? And if you don't find one like that, you want to introduce to them that. And so we don't know what B&B is doing, right? But we do know B&B got a load board. We do know B&B have email right here because we see the logo, boom, shalom. So we know they're utilizing emails, right? But we don't know if they have a TMS. My recommendation is to get with a company that has a TMS, or when you get there, tell them they need a TMS, right? Bring value into that company by showing them what tools it is that they need to utilize in order to be more effective. And I'm going to show you in a little bit what to do, but I'm going to give you some of the free game first. So this is why you want to attach to a dispatching company, because then it will allow you access to those tools and you're not paying for them, right? So what it also gives you is on the job training, right? You get an opportunity to learn the transportation business. You also get a chance to learn how business structures are set up. Oh, wait. Yeah, you get to learn business structures because this company should have, they seem to be registered with the state. We'd have to do some more research on them, but they're business. So you would learn how to set up that business and working with the carrier in a way that would give you some success, right? Um, and you'll be earning money. Boom. And we see that there's some flexibility, right? So if you got another job, because we did see on that one where they were looking for somebody who, when we were on Indeed, they were looking for someone who was going to work part time and then could work full time if they wanted to. But they were only looking for like 4 hours, I think it was. Let me see. What was that one we looked at? Might not be able to find it. Is this it? No, that ain't it. But that was one of them that we clicked on. Look, dump haulers. That's dope. And that's crazy. 40 to 50 dump trucks daily. Do you? 60 to 100,000. All right. So yeah, but one of those companies, they only wanted you to work like 4 hours and then you could move on to full time if you wanted. So this is very strategic. A good move to make is being a regular individual. You want to come into the transportation industry, attach yourself to a dispatching company because it's going to give you access to the tools. It's going to give you an education on learning the business structure. You're going to get on the job training. You're going to earn money and there's flexibility in it, right? So already we're gaining value, right, with us being able to come into this role in this industry, and we have a plan for how to do that. So what we'll do then is, so once you do find that dispatching company you want to work with, now I'm going to give you some skills to take into because they're going to want to know like what experience do you have, what can you do, right? Here's what I'm going to show you right now. Let's get saucy. So if you to be most effective for this dispatching company, you'll want to know how to find carriers, right? You'll also, yeah, you'll want to know how to find carriers. There's two free resources that you can utilize that are managed and by the FMCSA, so the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. This is the same company that everybody needs to get their MC number from. You can go to this site, and this is one of them that you can use to find carriers. So if you do use the license and insurance website, you can go here. And as you can see, we got our BLC3 filing. So that means we can find brokers if we want to. I don't know if I'll be able to get in here though. Yeah, you need a password for that one. I definitely got to find out more about them. I want to find out how to get access to all of this stuff. Um, I don't know what blanket companies are, but let's check it out. Oh, these are all the process agents that will do your BLC3 filing for you. Okay. So they have people who will do your BLC3 for you. We've got our carrier search, which is the area we want to be in. So when you come in, you'll go to this drop down menu, you'll go to carrier search, you'll click go. At that point, we have no DOT number. We don't have any of this identifying number information just yet. But what you can do to find carriers, so say if you lived in the state of Indiana, you can click on I'm not a robot, hit search. And so now this pulls the record of every company that's registered or has registered their MC number, well, has registered for an authority with the FMCSA at some point. This will include carriers that are not yet authorized, that are active and authorized, and ones that are out of service. Okay. So here's our DOT number. We know that this is a carrier because we got a motor carrier number. If it were a broker, it would have B here. If it were a freight forwarder, it would have FF. Here's our docket number. Look, box truck services. I love it. I love it. He making it clear. And so then we just want to click on Hotmail, and this will tell us if that carrier is active. And so it looks like no, he's not. No authority yet. Nothing for property. So it looks like he doesn't have anything on file yet. So maybe he just filed for his yeah, he doesn't have any insurance on file yet. Household goods, contract carrier, action dismissed, 3/15/22. Yeah, it doesn't look like he has a pending application either, but he hasn't been revoked. But in any event, we see though that this carrier wouldn't be one that we would necessarily reach out to because they don't have an active status. So let's continue. Let's move forward. Let's go back here, carrier search, go. We were in Indiana. Here you go, RV transport. That wouldn't be one, but you know, septic services, one call transport. Let's try them. Inactive status. Let's move forward. And so you're basically just doing this. You want active, boom, shalom. So 1KD Roadways Inc. They are active, right? Here's their address. Here's their phone number. They're authorized for property. Now let's go ahead and go to, this is their BOC3 person. Required. Okay, so here's their insurance on file. 7. This is a broker. Or they're just getting the, actually, you know what? I'm sorry. That's not correct. This is not a broker. This is a carrier that has just elected to get a certain level of insurance, which I'm very interested in understanding why they only did 750,000. That's dope though. Good for you. So then now what we can do is we can go to the other free resource that the FMCSA has. And let's find out a little bit more. Ooh, interesting. Let's go here. They stop when they pop. And we all spinning that cheese. Something. Here we go. Boom. There we go. He's got 2 power units. He's got 2 drivers. Looks like he only drove 1 mile in 2022. So he's probably trying to find customers. Looks like his MCS form is from 3/27/2023. All right. Carrier. Reach out to him. There it is. So we see that we can find carriers utilizing this free resource. Of course, it's going to be a process where you're going to be consistently doing this back and forth, you want to be collecting this data as well. So you want to create some sort of spreadsheet where you can collect this carrier's name, phone number, location, where they are, what their carrier profile looks like. You know, you can get here and see what it is that they move, what their authority level is for interstate, which means they're going to be going all over the country. They manage household goods for hire, right? So you get a pretty decent amount of information when you go to reach out to the carrier, so you can sign up with them as a dispatcher. So there's one tool that you can use to be able to find that. And then we also got Safer, which is what I went to before. And obviously here, very similar to the other search feature, we want to go name, and then let's just say A, for instance. Boom. And so now it's going to pull us up every carrier with an A in their name. And then we have to go down that list and click on it. And then it'll show us those carriers, again, their information, shows they're authorized, they're active right now, right? So then we can give them a call and offer our services to them. 5 Star Beef, active. NS Energy, carrier, active, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Fascinating. Ooh. You know they got a customer. Blue Chip Cattle Inc. Let's see what their website looking like. And then I'm gonna get back on this in a second, guys. I'm sorry. I'm very fascinated by learning. You see what I tell you about the imagination though, right? Yep. See, private property. That's what they authorized to move. Construction equipment. Hmm. But it looked like Blue Chip Cattle don't even have a website. They went straight to the customer. They ain't played no games. Look like they did their MCS form back in 2009, I mean. Hmm. So again, those are those two tools. So now, regular person, you see what you're bringing? You walking right in the door, letting them know that you know how to utilize these tools, free tools, to be able to find carriers. So you got skills now. All right. I just plugged you on a couple of things. How to find carriers when you know, you'll have the carrier contact guide, so you'll know what to say to carriers. But just because you know where to find the carriers, when you reach out to that dispatching company and let them know you want to work with them, and you tell them about your experience, you know where to find carriers at, they're going to work with you. They will hire you. They will pull you in because they know you already have some experience, and they're not going to have to teach you very much. You'll know where to find it. And so once you start making those phone calls, that's what's going to get you familiar with what to say, the lingo, the terminology, all those things that come along. But I'm also going to provide you with a terminology list as well. But this will give you on the job training, and you can utilize these free resources to prospect for carriers also once you get to the dispatching company, right? Okay. So if you do end up with this one and you find the dispatching companies, right, that means you're going to end up quoting to carriers, right? Right? Okay. Because that's what dispatching companies do. They quote to carriers on their services, but we want to elevate, right? So I'm about to show you right now how to find customers using a free resource. You're going to have the customer contact guide, so you will know what to say to them. About to create a lot of value for you right now with this next move. So we know how to find our carriers for free. We know how to find, and now I'm about to show you how to find customers for free. 1 second. Got a couple phone calls I'm making this evening. What time is it? Oh, it's only 11. Night. Oh shit! I can probably go play basketball still. Nice. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. Close this out. Actually, I'm gonna show you a couple of ways to find customers. To be honest with you. So we want to use maps. All right. So here is how you find customers. This where you finna get your money's worth right here. Y'all welcome. You welcome. You welcome. All right. So let's go. Let's say I live in and say let's just do that. I mean, you need no directions, right? And I'm gonna show you we can do this anywhere, right? So remember what I said. We want to do satellite and we want to do terrain, right? And so what we want to do here is we want to be identifying locations that a truck is either parked at or there's a warehouse, right? You get me? We're gonna find our shippers, but I'm gonna let you know right off the top. Just looking in here right now, I'm gonna show you a couple shippers right off of the bat. Here's one right here, Dodger Stadium. Remember from the shipper guide that the introduction. I'm sorry, the introduction where it talks about the shipper. This is a shipper, Dodger Stadium. We've already found one, and it's just as simple for us to just click on this, and it should tell us the information for that shipper, right? Boom, sloom. Dodger Stadium. We can find them. They got a website, right? Boom. Shipper right there. Already off the bat as a customer for you. So now let's do this. Let me close that out. And all we're going to do right here is we're just going to kind of zoom in and see if we can find some customers. San Antonio Winery. What's this? What's that thing right there, y'all? That looked like a truck to me, don't it? All right, so there's one shipper we already found. What's this place? Bunch of trucks parked out there. It's probably got something to do with this, or it might be the yard for this place, the winery. What's LATC up? Because there's a bunch of trucks out there. UPS is in there. What is this? LA Transportation Center. This also could be a customer for you. We would just have to give a call to find out. And again, you click on it, gives you the address right there. We can find a phone number. Just got to be a little bit resourceful. So there's two customers or two prospects for shippers that we found already just by zooming in real quick. But this is how you find customers without paying for shippers lists. This is also a very effective way for you to be able to multitask when you are when you're booking freight for your carriers. And so basically that's what you want to do. And as you can see, we probably want to stay concentrated right around in this area here because we can see that there are a lot. Here's a customer right here, casino, hotel, customer. They're definitely shipping in products. Costco Business Center, customer, right? Look at all these warehouses. Come on now. Come on now. Who's your man? Who the man, bro? Come on now. And I hear people, oh, anybody can do it. Cool. Now go do it. All right? Go do it. Look at this. Look at this. There's a bunch of shippers right here in this one little area. That's crazy. This is crazy. Come on now. Why are we playing games, man? Why are we paying for load boards to have brokers find customers for us when we could be utilizing Google and we can find customers? Look, boom. One right there. There's another one right here. I don't know what Eminem is trading in. I ain't even gonna try to guess. They go a freight operation. They right in the middle, bro. They say, we finna get it. Come on now. There's shippers all around this thing. All in this area. Look at all these places right here, man. This whole thing right here ain't nothing but shippers. Look at that. All of this. Shippers, bro. Come on now. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So that's Los Angeles, right? Now, some people may say, oh, well, that's Los Angeles. Yeah? All right. Got you. Let's do. Sorry. Let's do Pasco, Washington. All right. Very remote location. And again, boom, right off of the bat. Here we go. Costco, customer, customer. Let's go ahead and zoom in though. You schmiggada. Where I want to be at. Let me see. Here we go. I want to be right over here. Yeah. And we're going to come in here in a minute too. But I want to be right over here is what I'm looking at. Yeah, buddy. We got some customers for us right here. Hotels. They got a bunch of beds in there, right? A lot of furniture and things come up into hotels. If we got family and friends who work at hotels, we might want to be tapping in with them and find out who that shipping. Look at this. Look at this. Look at here. Come on now. Edible Arts. What is that? Oh, it's a dog place. But this place right here definitely got freight outside of their place. There's something going on there. Is see any trucks though? I can't tell. Can't tell. That's definitely a truck right there though. And that's a truck right there for sure. So we got Extreme Coatings. Customer. Here's another one right here. Trucks backed in there. Ooh, hey Jackie. Let's see. Movement Athletics. I would give them a call. Look like a truck could pull up there. But with this industry, even something that's small parcel like shoes and clothing and stuff like that, even that is we can provide service for those individuals as well. This is the job, y'all. Find the customers. This is what brokers are doing, y'all. They might not be doing this. Excuse me for burping. They might not be doing this because I haven't really talked. Everybody I tell about this, they all be like, "Oh my God, I never thought about that." So I know most brokerages are not doing this. Most brokerages are paying for shippers lists and they're paying for shippers lists They have lead generating software or whatever. But they're not doing this. But I will tell you that those individuals who they hiring, they are just regular people with no experience, just like you are. So what I'm showing you right now will give you a really big leg up on a lot of things. A lot of things. Look, you go a whole mall, right? You know trucks pulling up to the mall, right? We go there shopping all the time. Home goods department store. We know. Look at the dock right there. Boom shloom. We shopping at DSG, DSW, right? Home goods. Those are customers for us. Those are clients that we could be reaching out to. All right, I'm gonna beat this dead horse. So boom. Google Maps, all right, as a tool that you can use in order to enhance, elevate, right? So now, regular person, you also now will be quoting for, or actually, you can start early, all right? And you can be prospecting for dispatching companies and creating your own shippers lists because you also know how to now prospect for, right? Right? So now you're going to immediately, first, you'll be quoting with carriers, but with the strategies and the customer contact guide letting you know what to say, you'll be able to start quoting shippers at some point as well, right? Because I know some shippers y'all can sign up with. Come holler at me, bro. I'll plug you. I got you. So now you've already enhanced this company that you want to go work for that may not have had any idea that they could be utilizing these tools, not only to find carriers, but now you can elevate and find customers, right? And so now you're going to be sending your shipment confirmation to you're going to be quoting carriers, you can be quoting shippers with this new, that we just found right now. You're prospecting for them too. And so now when it comes to shipment confirmation, right? Because we remember over here, our broker, they're prospecting for the shipper. Then they start quoting the shippers. They're getting some rates from the carriers. And then there's shipment confirmation. Boom. But now you got it all in house, right? Because what I would do now is once you reach out to those dispatching companies, I would wait before I start looking for shippers, right? Because you do want to have a database. And I would say go ahead and start doing it, but maybe not even let them know yet, right? That you know how to do that. Hold back pocket that one, right? Because you want to create value for yourself. And so go in and start prospecting for those carriers. Once you do prospect for the carriers, you found them and you're quoting them with that dispatching company now. The carriers that you guys find, you can find shippers in that location where they're picking up from, right? So here's what you do. So if you have a carrier, right? You got your carrier, and he say, "Hey Terry, I'm trying to pick up something out of Louisiana, uh, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I'm trying to go to let's say Dothan. I got a friend who lives there and is remote, right? Boom. So we say, all right, cool, Mr. Carrier, got you. We already signed up. We got our W-9. We got our information we need for the carrier. The carrier say, cool, let's go book it. Bam. So the carrier say, all right, book it. You go to the load board. You find your broker, right? Your broker say, hey, we got the shipment you're looking for. It's picking up out of Baton Rouge, going over to Dothan. You all negotiate the rate. Shipment confirmation come over to you, and you send that over to your carrier, right? Now that we know we can find shippers, right? So now before our driver even goes over there to pick up, because we know something's going to be coming out of this area. And I mean, we can get even more specific. Let me show you. So I'm going to try to find a rate confirmation And that rate confirmation, we can use that to get more precise. I'm actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that because I wasn't prepared for it right at this moment. But basically, you get your rate confirmation that they want you to use to pick up that shipment, and then now just zoom into that area where they're telling you to pick up from. Now, your agreement with the broker will not allow you, right? Well, there's going to be a restrictive agreement that you have with the broker in order for you to not back solicit and take their customer from them. However, that does not stop you from being able to use Google to zoom into that pickup location where you're going to be going and then locate other shippers, right? Right? Locate other shippers. And so now you can have your driver go pick up, go early, go 2 hours early, and go introduce themselves because it is their business, right? They should be selling themselves to these customers because customers do want that. And I've absolutely done that. Customers want to talk to carriers, but we, as the dispatcher, as a freight acquisition manager, we have to make sure that we're speaking life and energy and vigor into our carriers, our drivers, so that they understand they walking in that place and they looking good, they feeling good, and they speaking in a way that's allowing that shipper to want to allow them access, right? And because when that broker go talk to a shipper, he running in there with a suit on or he casual, he got his briefcase. Now I ain't saying the carrier, the driver need to do that, but it would be nice if that driver, maybe the dispatcher was talking to the driver about getting you a flight suit, right? That was a darker color so it would absorb any dirt, stuff like that. Get your company logo on the front of it, company logo on the back. Maybe get your name and say president, CEO of the company so people will know who you are, Mr. Driver, businessman. And then you walk in there because and you can talk to them, right? Dispatchers, let's be talking to our drivers about what it is that they should say to the customer while they're there because they're the first point of contact, sell their business. But then now you also, so when that carrier does do that, because there's two steps to this. So, or it's two things that you can do. So once that carrier goes in, he's talking to that shipper because you found these other ones. He can give them his setup, his carrier packet, and all of that stuff, right? Set up right there in front of the customer because all they're going to ask him is, what do I need to do to set up? That's all you need to say. And you see that in the customer contact guide. Hi, my name is Terry. I'm here from Jaffa Logistics. I'm picking up a shipment. Just wanted to see if the transportation manager was in because I want to learn how to get set up with you as a carrier and work directly with you. And you're not breaking your broker carrier agreement because you're not talking to their shipper. You're talking to somebody else. And then now, as soon as that carrier gets set up, now he can relay that information back to the dispatcher. But dispatcher, let's create value, right? Once your carrier does get in there and do that, if you don't have him do that, you do it, right? You do it. Call these shippers, find these locations, let them know your carrier is in that area and he likes picking up these shipments. He's available to pick up these shipments, right? And guess what? Don't stop there. Don't stop there. I would say do that maybe about 10 times. Find you 10, 20 shippers over there if you can. But don't stop there because you know what? He got to go over to Alabama too. So let's go ahead and kill two birds with one stone. Why not? Right? Get on over to Dothan and we're going to do the same thing. The process does not change. Zoom in and you want to look for the locations that have docks or trucks going in there, right? That's what we're looking for. Same process. So, I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I can see a little better because I can identify it a little bit different or a little bit better this way for me. Let me see. Yeah, let's go up here. And there we go. And here we go. Here we go. Oil company. all kind of trucks outside this bad boy, right? Two companies actually. We got Southeastern Oil and we got TriStar Energy, right? Come on now. Roofing company right next to that one, right? Come on now. Food service company right there. Drywall, solar supply. Come on now. Find your carrier some more shippers. And so now here we go, right? We remember what we talked about before. We talked about that a shipper needs a what? They need an entity who is registered to do business in the state, and your carrier will be, have the authorization from the FMCSA to transport or manage the transportation of goods. That carrier has their authorization from the FMCSA, and then that carrier gave you power of attorney, which gives you authorization to manage the transportation on their behalf, right? And the last thing they want is have the applicable insurance. The broker wouldn't be talking to you if you didn't have insurance, right? So we get our shipment confirmation. We uh we get our shipment confirmation, and we're gonna be talking to our carriers, and some we will be talking to some brokers. All right. So I'm not gonna, make you think it ain't what it is. We will be quoting some brokers too, right? But I want to show you that it is possible to be able to make this happen without necessarily going through them. So let's go ahead and throw our broker on here as well, because we are going to be talking with him too. That is a part of that, process, because you're going to be utilizing the load board, right? So that means you're going to be talking to brokers to get these shipments. But what you want to do is you want to utilize the customer contact guide in Google Maps, so that you can be identifying other customers and calling them up while your carrier is picking up. So then you're going to have your shipment confirmation is you'll be working with a broker, but you'll be working directly with your carriers. Um, and then, eventually you will get a shipper. So we're going to bring that over too, right? Look at the value you're already bringing into this carrier by adding the ability to be able to work with shippers, prospecting for shippers. Look at the amount of value you bring into your carriers by doing that, right? And the amount of value you bring into yourself and your offering, right? So you be shipment confirmation with your shipper, with your carrier, with your broker, right? So then now we're going to go into visibility and problem solving. That means we're going to be doing that with all three of these entities. I mean, our compensation activity, we're going to do that in all three of these entities, right? We've actually increased. And you the regular person, right? You ain't even know, you working with a dispatcher, but look at how much you've increased the offering, the service level of a dispatcher. Because before they were just quoting prospecting for carriers. They quoting brokers, shipment confirmation broker, everything was broker, right? Now you can walk in the door and you're going to be quoting and prospecting for dispatching companies, right? But you can also prospect for shippers. Once you find your dispatching company, you're going to be quoting carriers. You can also quote shippers, right? And you'll be quoting brokers. You'll be quoting carriers because you're going to be pulling them under to want to work with them as a dispatcher, freight acquisition manager, quoting shippers to find freight for your carriers, which gives you some leverage to be able to work with them. You can go and talk to the shippers because you have other carriers that fall under this dispatching company. You can utilize their MC number. That's the only thing you need for access. And then you're also quoting with brokers that you find on the load board. And really the only reason why you're using that, one, is because the dispatcher company you're working with, they got taught to do that. But then also you want to be able to book loads quickly. The process of bringing on a shipper is kind of similar to the process of bringing on a carrier. It does take time, right? So once you do get that carrier, you don't want them sitting around waiting for you to find a shipper when you could be efficient and effective and utilize the load board. Give yourself, because we're going to be exposed once we use that load board, right? But we want to limit the amount of time that we're utilizing that broker by prospecting for shippers using the Google Maps, using the customer contact guide. Once we get that shipment confirmation from our broker, we should immediately go into finding shippers for our carriers on the lane that the carrier, on the lane that the broker gave you for that shipment, because there should be other shippers in that area. And you never have to break your contract. You never break the contract between the broker and the carrier. You never breach it, I should say. You will want to break it after I finish telling you this, but you won't breach it. You'll be in compliance with it and be a good business person. So then you go into your visibility problem solving again, and then your compensation activity. Boom. So we've already enhanced our regular person. Coming to the industry, prospect for dispatching companies. Utilizing these tools, the licensed insurance website, Safer, and Google Maps, you should be able to confidently call a dispatching company and talk to them about you wanting to become a dispatcher. You have experience finding these things, right? Using the freight acquisition management methodology that has taught you how to find carriers and customers with very low costs to the company. And you also have customer contact guides and carrier contact guides that tell you what to say when you are reaching out to a shipper. And you know that you can talk to shippers because shippers will talk to an individual and work with an individual who does have their authorization from the FMCSA. So you're going to walk in the door valued up when you're talking to the dispatcher. You're going to inherit tools, right? Load board, email. If they don't have a TMS, you need to tell them to get one. I'm going to walk through the TMS here in a second. You need to tell them to get one. It is a needed tool for organization, right? Matter of fact, let's go ahead and jump over to that. Nah, not yet, not yet. So you inherited these tools. So now you're getting on the job training, right? Learn the business structures. You earning money and flexibility, and you also setting yourself up right now for this. Party not they stop when they bop. Yeah, we are spinning that cheese and getting bean. Party not they stop. All right, so here's what we've gained. We got on the job training, learn the business structure. We are got some flexibility. We're earning money. We've also built leverage for ourselves because now we can, if we like to, start our own company, right? You should have built some shippers lists, and I would say stay with this dispatcher for at least 5 to 6 months if it's a good company. So now you've built your own shippers list. You should have some shipper relationships by now, because again, I'm gonna tell you some shippers to sign up with. Um, yeah, and then I'll tell you how to work with the shippers too to get you off that load board. I'll get there in a second. And so you've got shippers lists. You should have some carriers that like you, right, and the business that you do. So they would more than likely want to go over with you. And so now that leverage that you've built with the through having these skills and adding all these attributes, you want to have a conversation with the owner of the dispatching company. You want to let them know that you have, value in you being there. Hopefully by now they've seen the value that you bring through your hard work and, these tools, and they're already talking to you about promotion, or I would say partnership is more in line with that. Um, One of the other things you're able to do too that you've gained an asset for is you built that leverage, which means now you can earn more money. You can earn more compensation now because that leverage you've built in learning these different tools, right? You've got free resources that can make your business very economical. Um, and yeah, boom, shalom. Have a real conversation with them now about how it is that you want to move forward. Um, I'm all about teamwork and partnership. So I would encourage you to continue to work with that company and you guys build each other because doing it that way still puts you in a position where you have less expenses, which means you earn more. However, some people do like their own independence. I get that. So you want to have a conversation with them and let them know what you're planning on doing. Yeah, because I would say by now you should definitely have a team because once you start seeing the success going on and you're still utilizing your item, that means you're going to be searching for teammates. You probably by now have called up your family, friends. More than likely, some of the carriers you work with, they have family and friends who, and yeah, you can build a team. You should have by now. So your company should be able to thrive with these resources, with this information, whether you are still attached to that dispatching company or not. And then now you can start to make some real deal decisions about what it is that you want to do. Cool. So I'm gonna pause it right there at the regular person, and I'll come back in a second to talk a little bit about the dispatchers and their path and what it is that they should do to move forward. So this will apply to you too, regular person. So keep tuning in. Be right back.